Welcome back, everyone, to a new playthrough of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. This is going to be a practice game for week 5 of the Crawl Sudden Death Challenge, where we will be playing as a spriggan skald. And spriggans are these tiny little kind of fairy dudes, I think. I don't know what they look like in tiles, but they're kind of fairy-ish. They're very fast, highly magic resistant, absolutely tiny. Which is why short sword is the recommended start. They just can't wield big weapons very effectively, and so short blades are the only weapon types that they have complete access to. And Scalds start the game off with they're like warrior mages. It said back in the character selection screen. So you start off with a kind of mediocre set of fighting equipment, just a mid-tier weapon and a robe. But you get a book of battle with some spells in it that are honestly not that great. Spectral weapon is quite good, and regen is quite good later. Neither of them are really easy to get going early game. I don't know, spectral weapon I'm not sure about. But anyway, so they use charms to buff themselves, basically. And so the bonus this week is interesting, and it plays into Spriggan's aptitudes. Look at that stealth aptitude, +5. It's ridiculous. Is to not kill any uniques all game. So Spriggans are really good at running away from everything because they're so fast and they're so sneaky. It takes you just a little more than half a turn to move a tile. So what's my spellcasting stuff like? Yeah, one. Okay, so we don't have to train up anything but short blades for a little while. It might be nice to train stealth because getting stabs is handy. Spriggans are herbivores, so you can't eat any monsters you find. But a big part of Spriggan life is running away all the time from everything. So getting stealth will help with that because you can get more stabs. If you fight an enemy who's awake, there's always a chance that they'll kill you. So even this ball python, let me adjust my auto pickups here. I always like to get needles and stones. There we go. So I backed up to give me time to cast Infusion, so that I can at least, do a little extra damage when I hit him. And Spriggans have really good evasion. Look at that, 17 on Dungeon 1. So most attacks are going to miss, but if they do hit, they could be lethal, basically, is how Spriggan life goes. And, I don't know, I have some experience with Spriggans. I won a Spriggan Enchanter. I don't think I played, which is the classic Spriggan. Just because they're so good at stealth. I don't think I've won any other Spriggans. I haven't really played many since winning it. Yeah, I guess don't need that meat. So I'm mostly just practicing this to make sure I get just into the habit of good Spriggan habits of running away from things before I get started with the real game. I don't expect that to be a big issue. But, here's a good Spriggan habit. Run away right now. We just took almost half our health in one hit. And you can run away, so do it. It's, a little bit tiresome. But, you can get away from just about anything. You're faster than adders, which are the usual early dungeon, oh, haha, you're dead monsters. Okay, so that helped a lot. We picked up some more hit points. We can learn Song of Slaying is one option, which is very loud and gives you a temporary buff every time you kill a monster, while the song is going on. I kind of like it, but we're going to be so stealth focused, I don't want to be making that much noise. And Shroud of Galubria seems like it ought to be pretty good for Spriggans, because it's basically giving yourself plus 10 hit points on average. It's very like luck based. Sometimes it's +0, sometimes it's plus like a lot, but it averages out to exactly 10. And that's great when your total health is 14. It means you have to run away a little bit less. So there we go. It was +0. Okay, he missed me. We got him. Okay. So there's some argument for switching to a dagger instead of a short blade because we get better stabs. But at least for now, like all of our stabs are killing them anyway in one hit. So and the short blade is doing fine in actual combat. The short sword rather is doing fine for actual combat. I expect a dagger would do fine too. Okay. Yeah. I would like to finish up Dungeon 1, please, if you could be so kind, game. Thank you. So this, I don't know how long. I might go all the way to Lair or something, but not a lot further. There's not anything I specifically feel like I need to practice, aside from just playing Spriggan fairly well. But I'm practicing for, specifically to get it, like I said, to get into good Spriggan habits, but also just because the games that I have practiced for, I've done better in than the game that I didn't practice for, where I got 0 points. And maybe that's just a coincidence. If I had practiced for the Kobold Transmuter, maybe I still would have gotten 0 points. Who knows? But certainly every time I've started up a practice game, I've died a few times, made a few mistakes, and then gone to play the real game and done well. So this adder actually could be lethal. So, here's where good Spriggan habits come into play. We're just going to leave. Like, almost all of Dungeon 1 is explored. I can run away from this guy and still explore the rest of Dungeon 1. Oops, meant to turn right there, but whatever. Okay, cool. So there goes that stupid adder. Yeah, okay, he found me. Which means we're gonna just keep running away and shut a door. See you later, adder. Snakes don't have hands. Or, I don't know, at least they don't have thumbs. They can't open doors. That's the key thing, it's thumbs, I think. And something that would be really great to find is a blowgun. Spriggans are so tiny, they can't, there's a lot of equipment that they can't wear. Like most regular body armor, you can't wear helmets. You can't wear any gloves or boots. Shields, you have to use like buckler, I think. Maybe you can fit a normal sized shield, but certainly not a large one. Okay, so we're done here. And I'm gonna read some scrolls. Haste, that's Spriggans with haste are no joke. And we're still level 2. What is the Spriggan experience aptitude? I'm not really sure, it's probably low. Because I feel like I should be level 3 by now. How would I look that up? List of character species. Well, where's the aptitudes? That's what I wanted. Attributes and stats, experience and skills? No, it's just like general stuff. Table of aptitudes, there we go. Spriggan has, -1 experience aptitude. Fine, it's not too bad. Is there anybody with a -2? That's something I asked in a previous video. Demigods, they have -2. Even trolls don't have -2. Oops, I shouldn't have walked towards this rat. I should have made him take a turn and then hit him. So the bonus gods this week are Trog, Okawaru, and Nemelex. Trog, I mean, Spriggan of Trog is, I think, kind of strongish. I would rather take Okawaru just because I'd like to be able to still use some spells from my book, but I don't know. If I found a Trog Altar, I'd probably take it. He's just so strong. And the starting spells are okay, but they're not. I mean, Spriggans have great aptitudes for casting like charms and hexes and translocations, which all will help with getting away from uniques. But I don't know. So maybe Trog is not so good because you lose access to some stuff that is important for reaching. What is this? Stone, huh? Glowing Altar of Zin. Yeah, and if we opened it up, I'm sure Zin would give us this money. Although he would take some as a tithe for himself. That's sort of boo. That's Zin's piety mechanic, is you give him some of the gold you find. Cool. And let's take dexterity. If we end up going Trog, intelligence won't matter. So, whereas dexterity always matters. And let's learn Spectral Weapon? Regeneration? I mean, they're both good. But regen at very low spell power doesn't really do much at all. It gives you a few hit points and then it wears off. So I think I'm just going to take Spectral Weapon for now. That's a mistake I made with a lot of my early Scalds, was I took regeneration and it just like didn't really help. And at one point someone suggested I use Spectral Weapon instead, and I found it helped a lot. Because in the early game, it's like how you focus on your skills that help you kill enemies, and then once you're doing that comfortably, you work on surviving. And it didn't really occur to me at the time to do that for spells, like to pick a spell that is about killing dudes. I just like knew regen's a really good spell. Every time I get it, I'm very happy. But ooh, a ruined buckler, huh? Oh, don't you do this, Adder. I really want that buckler, but I don't need to rush for it. I can sort of dance this Adder around. Right, here we go. Got it. And we're out. Let's try it on. Cool, +2. I'll take it. And Spriggans are really bad with shields, but just a buckler shouldn't be too hard. Wow. It is kind of hard. So I'll focus short blades and put some into shields, and maybe that'll help. Gosh, do I even want a shield? Picking up 7 shields helps quite a bit, I think. I think it's worth. Maybe I'm wrong. So I would also like to find some sort of ranged weapon. These stones, A, I don't have very many of them, and B, they don't do a lot of damage. But if you can... Alright, there's some more stones. As a Spriggan, like, you can kite forever, which, helps a lot for killing enemies who you otherwise would not want to mess with. Let's try Spectral Weapon. I miscast. Miscast again. I am lethally poisoned. Gosh dang it. See, bad Spriggan habits. I should have run away, but I was like, oh, I'll be fine. What's to worry about? Ugh, what an idiot. This is why we do practice games, because that was terrible. I had plenty of warning, and, well, we're also level 3, so even if this were a real game, I'd get her do-over, but yuck, that's disgusting. And it's all my fault, of course. Yeah, none of these scrolls help. Nothing I can quaff is going to help. I can't learn regen, which would help. Yeah, that's stupid. There we go. I'm dead. What? I'm not dead. Why am I not dead? I don't know what happened. Apparently the thing that calculates how much damage you're going to take from poison is not 100% accurate. Well, that's nice to know. Alright, let's just make sure I don't back myself into a corner here. I was all set to, like, just go take a break before starting the next video. But it looks like this video is going to have to keep going. Which is fine. I appreciate not being dead. How is this guy keeping track of me? Okay. So one thing about playing like Spriggan Enchanter versus a Spriggan Skald is you sort of automatically get pushed into the habit of don't fight anything that's awake, which is great because stuff that's awake can kill you. Oh, I see. My weapon, see, the buckler is also, of course, hurting my spell casting. I think I'm going to take off this buckler. Plus, the shields is nice, but not being able to cast all these spells that I'm relying on is pretty bad. But when you play like a guy who tabs, like, see, that was obviously reckless. That worm could have killed me, and I gave him a chance to attack. But when you play someone who like kills stuff by tabbing, it just sort of is easier to forget that you should run away from everything. There's a potion of curing, cool. And there's this adder, yeah. Okay. Oh, there is a little bit unexplored down there, but it's not so easy to get there at the moment. Boy, Dungeon 2, and it's been like 15 minutes. Spriggan is not going very fast. Well, this is a short video, but I feel like, I don't know, it's been kind of taxing on me. I need a quick break, so I'm just going to stop this video here, and I'll be right back with you guys for the next one. Thanks for watching.